Hello, my name is Corinna Luyken, and I'm the author and illustrator of a number of books, including The Book of Mistakes and Adrian Simcox Does Not Have a Horse, My Heart, Nothing in Common. I have an illustration in this compilation, Share Your Rainbow, as well as Weird Little Robots. So these are the books I have out so far, but I am here today to tell you about my newest book, which is called The Tree in Me. And I'm so happy to be here with you to celebrate the 20th anniversary of the South Sound Reading Foundation. So happy birthday, doing really important work for the whole South Sound. So we're in my studio here in Olympia, Washington. It's a great day outside, and I'm happy to be here where there's quite a bit of color talking to you about this book, which is a very colorful book, and it's called The Tree in Me. So let's get started. The Tree in Me. When I first read a book, I like to open it up and look at the whole case, or the whole jacket. This is the jacket, the floppy part. And then, something my daughter and I always do when we read a book together is then I like to look at the case. And so, this is the case for The Tree in Me. And as you can see, it still has a tree on the cover, a slightly different tree. All right, are you ready? The Tree in Me. The tree in me is part apple, part orange, pear, almond, plum. Part yum, part shade, and part sun. The tree in me is seed and blossom, bark and stump, branch and trunk, and crown. It is bird, squirrel, worm. And bee. And because there is a tree in me, there is wind. And rain and dirt. And a river with fish. And a sky too. The tree in me is strong. It bends. And has roots that go deep. Down to where other roots reach up toward their own branch, trunk, crown, and sky too. Because there is a tree and a sky and a sun in me, I can see. But there is also a tree in you. And that's it. That's the tree in me. And I wanted to tell you a little bit about the idea behind the tree in me and where it came from and why I used neon pink and no green in a book that's about trees. So this is a book that is not really about an actual tree. It's about seeing connection and an idea called interbeing, which is something that Thich Nhat Hanh, who's a Vietnamese poet, priest, Zen monk, poet, and peace activist, has talked a lot about. And I read a book by him called Peace is Every Step when I was in high school, and it really changed the way I saw the world. And because of that book, I started seeing connections all around me. And so this book is really about that way of looking deeply and seeing connection. So for example, if you take something like a paintbrush and you look at this paintbrush and you ask yourself, what is this paintbrush made of? You can see, well, the paintbrush is probably made up of wood for the handle, metal for the connecting piece, and then in this case, plastic for the bristles. And so if you ask yourself, what is this tree made up of? You'd say wood, metal, and plastic. But if you look more deeply, you will see that that wood came from a tree and the metal was mined from the earth. And so, and the plastic was probably made in a factory. And so this paintbrush is part tree, part mountain, part factory. And if you look a little more deeply, you will see that there are farmers who grew the food that fed the workers in the factory, the loggers who felled the tree, the miners who mined for the metal. And if you look even more deeply, you will see the parents of the farmers, the parents of the workers. You will see sun and wind and rain, without which we could not have trees or food to feed the people of this earth. And so the more deeply you look, the more you see connections. You see the truck drivers who brought this tree from the factory to my door. And you see the people who work for the post office. And you see the parents of everybody and the parents of them and their parents before them. And so the more you look deeply, the more you see that in our world, everything is connected to everything else. And so that's really what this book is about for me. The Tree in Me is about connection, and it's about the practice of looking deeply and seeing that connection and seeing the ways in which we are connected to everything on this planet and everyone in this world. So thank you for joining me for story time today. It was a joy to read The Tree in Me to you. And I have an invitation for you that you go out into the world today and look around and practice looking deeply. Practice seeing connections in the world around you, because it's really a joyful thing to do, a joyful way to live and to be. So thank you again. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.